Okay, my name's Natalie and we are doing some readings today. So, this is the astrology zodiac reading for Leo. This time around we're doing things a little bit differently, where we are splitting into two separate videos. So last time I just did general love readings. This time we're going to do a general love reading. Those general love readings are for people who you have someone in mind, you're in partnership with someone. There could potentially be situationship vibes in there a little bit. So it really depends. For situationships, I would recommend probably looking at both the single as fuck reading as well as the general love reading, because there could be a combination in both. Or like, it's just, for me, you have someone in your energy field, so the general love reading applies, but then that may not be your specific situation, so then your single as fuck reading would be more likely to apply to your situation, just depending on your situation. You know, situationships are very difficult to read. I guess that would be a question for you guys. Do you want me to put a third option in these videos? Do we do situationships and then connections and then single as fuck? Because we could do that. Just let me know in the comments if that's something you're looking forward to or would be interested in. Also, sun, moon, rising, or wherever, like, if you've got lots of Leo in your chart, you're welcome. I'm not too fussed with it, and if it's resonating with you, then don't be too fussed with the star sign as well as the month or the year. So this is for February, but it could be next year after that I've made this, that you're actually watching it. If you're drawn to a specific video, then trust your intuition above all else. And I guess that's like the big disclaimer out of the way. So the card decks that we're going to use are the Rider Tarot, which is this one here. That's our kind of more traditional deck that you've probably seen everywhere if you're used to watching tarot readings. We also have the traditional manga tarot here. That's the one with the darker back. This is the Moonology cards, which I'm not really using besides the moon card. So we're looking at the full moons, and it is actually full moon in Leo today when I am filming this, so congratulations. We're amping up your audacity today. You really do have a lot of energy supporting this reading. And last but not least, for the oracle, I've changed it to the Cosmic Dancer Oracle. So just switch things up a little bit from the previous couple of videos that I've already recorded. Right, so first we're going to start off with the past, present, and future, Leo, and then we're going to look into your energies and your person's energies. I'll do feminine and masculine, and doesn't matter what gender you guys are, you're going to be one and the other person's going to be the other, but I'm going to use he and she, him, her, you know, female, male, because that's going to make it extremely easy, not only for me, but for you guys to understand the difference between what is you and then what is them. So yeah, switch it around if that's how it resonates as well. Sorry for the long intro, but you never know, there can be new people joining all the time. If it's resonating, it's resonating. You don't need to be self-conscious about it in that sense. And also, if it's not fitting, don't force a story to fit your situation. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's okay. 2. You know? If you're gonna get a message, Spirit will find a way to get you a message. So don't fret. Don't let your ego get in the way, or don't let your pride get in the way, Leo, is what's being told here with this card. So, putting ego and pride aside, instead of trying to look good or I have to be right type of energy, not all of you are going to be in that, but it is amplified currently, right now. So just be aware of that. Know that not everyone's trying to hurt you or win, or like they're not trying to get their own way all the time. Sometimes it could just be they're trying to express something, or they have a concern, and it's not like, let's just get into the reading, because I'm not sure what that's going to be about. yeah, it's not always strictly personal to you. It could also be that they have their own insecurities or that they just want to clear things up, and sometimes our ego gets in the way. Right. Past, present, and future for our Leos, please. Okay, well, that one kind of didn't want to go back in. 8 of Wands could be online communication, but it's definitely a very swift movement forward in something, which has to do with manipulation. That's the Magician. It could also be like using... That's way too many, so we're just kind of going to take that. Okay. This is a bit of a novel. You've got the 4 of Cups, so feeling complacent, feeling like blah, focusing too much on the past instead of the opportunity that you have right now. So don't let your ego be in the way. Seize the new opportunity, right? So in the past, you tried to move really, like, either you or someone tried to move things really quickly in the past, and it came off to either you or them as being very manipulative, right? And somebody freed themselves from this. So either you convinced yourself that it wasn't manipulative behavior and that everything was fine, or yeah, it could just be maybe someone walked away because of this, because you got the Page of Pentacles. It's like wanting to offer something in love, possibly with a soulmate connection here. Maybe you didn't recognize that's what it was at the time. Yeah, because you didn't. It's like you were trying to be more practical and weren't coming from your emotions. Reverse it if it's necessary, of course. And then we've also got, yeah, moving on. So, like, because you were trying to be practical and you didn't really communicate your emotions well in the past, whether that's being honest with yourself about a situation or with someone else specifically, you decided to kind of just keep pushing forward and ignore this whole thing entirely and take back control as the Emperor, be very controlled, calculating, and taking your time with things. We do have a Queen of Cups in the feminine. You've also got a loss of hope around this Queen of Cups. Like, you're showing up more in the masculine energy. I'm not surprised with the Leo full moon, but so yeah, this doesn't matter gender as well. So basically, this person, you've kind of lost a bit of hope around them. They were very loving and caring and probably gave a lot to you. That's very much motherly energy, but it's more like emotional, like they're very empathetic, and there was a situation with this person where things didn't work out. Like I said, maybe things weren't communicated correctly and you didn't express your emotions fully, and that led to something that could have been perceived as manipulation, even if it wasn't outright manipulation. And this person who still seems to currently hold a lot of love, a lot of loss of hope, it's not going to work out. Again, this is past energy. It could be bleeding a bit into the present too, because look how many cards you got. But yeah, wanting to resurrect something and failing to do so. This is usually because whatever it is you wanted to resurrect, there was an issue. It wasn't pure, it wasn't right. Again, going back to that Magician reverse, if you want to resurrect this, you need to change. You can't have exactly what you had before. 5 of Swords being selfish and taking an easy win, but this always comes back to bite you in the ass, especially if it's manipulative. Yeah, walking all over someone's boundaries or completely ignoring them, that is an indication of either you or this other person not either being unable to have very good boundaries, or like I said, literally someone being selfish and just ignoring them. And then you got the King of Wands in the reverse, so that is, again, I said you're showing up more in the masculine, but it doesn't dictate gender. But that's definitely Leo energy here. So leading with sex, trying to be in control of things, again, walking over people's boundaries. And then it's like, oh, but we can be friends, we can work together, and then, oh my gosh. So it's like this situation comes up and you keep trying to resurrect things, whether this is you or your person, someone trying to resurrect things, but they're not changing what their behavior, they're not changing what it is that they want or like I said, with that Page of Cups, they're not expressing their emotions and making it clear what they want with the boundaries. So without any boundaries, it's very fucking confusing. And yeah, because the offer of, oh, we can work together or have a friendship or a connection or like a whatever, and then off you go. It's like, okay, bye. I'm leaving the indecision with you. I'm taking all these other swords. Like, I'm being vague with my communication, or I'm acting in a way that I come across as being indecisive, you know? So maybe you're not making a clear decision and keeping all your thoughts and feelings to yourself. So that's obviously what was hindering the past energy. Like I said, that is very specific, so swap it around if you need to. For, you know, you or your person, you're going to know in which way it resonates more than I will, and it will be different for those of you watching. So just going to give this a good shuffle. We'll go into the present energies. So that, don't feel too bad about that if that is resonating anyway. I just want you to know that it's here to be acknowledged. It's in the past energy, and what they're asking you to do basically is to make a change instead of trying to force something to happen that needs to be different, needs to be more authentic, needs to have more pure emotion and honesty, you know, behind it. Because whoever the other person is that Queen of Cups represents seems, they only really showed up as like that Queen of Cups, so very loving and caring person. The Leo was the one who seemed to be, like I said, reverse if you need to, but seemed to be more having issues with their emotions and communicating their emotions. So too much in your pride and ego. Okay, currently. So don't let that get in your way. Don't let it stop you from making progress. Currently, you've got a Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. That could be a being separated from family, not being able to have a family that you wanted, or you have a, like, you've possibly can indicate a loss of income. Or it could just be that you're really feeling the loss from this particular person, or like if you guys are still together currently, it could just be that you feel really disconnected from him, like you guys are just not on the same page and there's issues meshing. Here, Emperor's come up again. There's a lot of being in control vibes, but one of you in this connection is being very selfless and is letting the other person kind of control the situation and do whatever they want. It could be the Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting, Queen and Knight of Pentacles, with the audacity held by the Knight. I feel like it's more the feminine or whoever is representing the Queen in this connection. They feel that they're undervalued, that they're not being heard, they're not being seen, that what the things that they want, they're being selfless. They're putting the other person first, allowing the Knight to dictate things. But the Queen, if you think of the hierarchy, I'm not saying one person's more important than the other, but it just seems to be a bit backwards. You've got someone who's more immature holding the power, and then the more mature person isn't. They probably know much better how to pick and choose their battles as well. Just saying. So be careful of this, because this selfless energy doesn't sustain for very long, especially with Pentacles, because Queen of Pentacles knows when to cut shit off, and they may, because they love and want to nurture and are trying to work on themselves and don't see their own value potential, stay in things a bit longer, but eventually their essence will come out. That Emperor. See, Temperance. They need to go with the flow and be more balanced with each other. Wanting to start things fresh again, wanting to jump into possibly new things together. A new, stage in the relationship, wanting to rebuild something, the Tower in the reverse. So wanting to clear out whatever these issues are and to rebuild it on a foundation that's actually very solid, because you've got a 4 here that's also in reverse. So it's like whatever the foundation is currently, or was in the past, as we saw, was a bit messed up. Currently, in your present energy, is the opportunity to rebuild and to create something that is solid. Make sure that you're doing your best, because there's not really any communication cards. There's more selfish energy in communication. So just try to open the door to encourage communication currently. And, obviously someone's self-worth isn't fully your responsibility. So if this is the other person, they need to work on themselves. Yes, we can encourage and be there for people, but it's like, it depends. For some of you, there could be a little bit of that, toxic withholding communication, and that directly affects them. So keep that in mind. All we can do is look at ourselves and be like, what am I contributing to this situation? How can I improve myself? And then actively try to change things and really experiment with yourself. Like, okay, for healing, not being manipulative or anything. Patience is also here. Taking a leap of faith is needed. So if the other person in the connection's being more stubborn, then maybe you're the one who needs to take that leap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there currently is a need to come back to our emotional center. Like, we love each other, don't we? So why do we love each other? And this is what I love about you. And especially when you're in that gratitude and loving mindset, it really helps to reset your energy when you're frustrated and annoyed. So maybe taking the time every day just to be grateful, or to mention at least, like, come on, you can find at least one thing. Otherwise you're in trouble. Don't let your pride get in the way. Gratitude. So let's have a look at the future. Could be just a lot of insecurities and pride that's, affecting things. And then once we get through that, things look pretty good. You got a Queen of Wands, so and the King of Pentacles. Okay, cool. And the King of Wands on the bottom. So you've got a pair. King of Wands is frustration. Sometimes can be anger outbursts when he's reversed here. Not always. A lot of the time when I see the King or Queen of Wands reversed, I do see it very much as inwardly directed. Like, God, I'm so fucking frustrated with myself, and beating yourself up and making everything your fault. Other times it can be projection on other people. So when they get mad, pay attention to what they're saying, because there could be, not saying that it's invalid, I don't think, there's usually a reason you get to the point of getting frustrated, right? So, but there could be a little bit of projection that mixed in there, and that could help you to identify how to better communicate with each other and what the core issues are, And not that it's your job to be a therapist, maybe that seems to be your current role, right? So, moving forward into the future, you have new ideas and clarity, so there could be a good conversation, or there's definitely the opportunity to, that's going to help put the crown back on your head, help open that crown chakra, get clarity and insight. Could also be coming through dreams or psychic intuitions and messages. Hopefully no spiders are showing up for you. I say that because me and my friend had spiders show up for us, and I was like, no, I know they're really good symbols, but God, go away. No, not the spider. It's like, let it show up in a book, or not like an actual spider in a book, but like a picture of one or something. But the universe knows that it's not going to get your attention that way, so a lot of the times they'll use things like spiders, bugs, or things that you're afraid of, because that instantly gets your attention, right? So pay attention to that. You've got, summertimes indicated very strongly here, but a lot of sexual desire and passion, a reconnection sexually, so that could be part of the healing process. Again, I mentioned this for another group because it's a TikTok video that I keep getting as references for readings, but you actually cannot withhold sex from somebody. So if you've had an argument, a disagreement, there seems to be this thing that men think, or masculines seem to think feminines withhold sex. In that definition is completely incorrect, because to withhold it would mean that you are entitled to it, that it is yours in the first place, and it is not. Okay? Just saying that because of this being in reverse. It's not, and the boundaries being in reverse as well. And there's your intuition. I told you there's messages, and the messages you got to walk away from something. Could be, it could be actually telling you, hey, come back here and talk. Hey, come on, let's talk about this. And it could even be if you're someone who has a really, oh my goodness. I think I went from a tangent to something else, but anyway. If you have difficulty with your communication, just say that. And then when you need to take a break from something, you need to both be in agreement with each other, having those boundaries, right? I know that I get overwhelmed and frustrated and overly upset. And when I say I need to take a break, you need to take me seriously, and it's the same vice versa. We will both have this same communication and respect and love for each other, that we will take a break and we will come back and talk about it again. It could be 5 minutes from now, it could be the next day. Hopefully, you don't go to bed angry, but I don't think you should really ever go to bed angry. There's very few situations where that would be justified, in my opinion, with a partner. But yeah, it's just like having an agreement. That Three of Pentacles, we're working together now cohesively. The masculine energy being more practical in their approach, because maybe they do have frustrations with the emotions, and the Queen, or the feminine energy, feeling very safe with the masculine, so she can open up and be more sensual, sexual, and an authentic, her authentic self. Here we've also got Ace of Wands in reverse, so yeah, I feel that's very much a reconnection sexually for you guys, or it could be spiritually as well. Maybe you guys are going to travel down a bit of a spiritual road together, so not just like tantric stuff, but it could just be meditation, going to church, or whatever spirituality means to you, doing rituals and cleansing your home, setting up wards and protection, but using that as a way where you are coming closer together, learning more about each other's backgrounds and heritage, especially if it's different, right? Because this is showing up in two different elements again. Maybe you're going to go and visit the homeland of your person, or vice versa, if there is that much of a difference. Wanting to see family but not being able to, possibly because of the current circumstances. But yeah, I do feel like one of you's going to be more practical about things, but that Ten of Pentacles is still in reverse, which means that you still have issues to work through, that the home life, the family life, or maybe that's just letting you know that it's not, the timing or something isn't right, that there's still things that you need to work through before maybe even considering having children, getting married, or whatever that next step is, if you're not already, right? It could also just mean you're having trouble with your kids, if you've got kids too. So needing to cohesively parent could be indicated here as well. Like I said, someone's being more practical, someone's being more spiritual. We can combine the two together. We need to enhance each other's abilities and use our differences to our advantage here, working together with the Three of Pentacles. So compromising in a healthy way. One of you does seem to get a bit frustrated, but listen to your intuition. If somebody escalates in arguments, we do not partake in those arguments. Like I said, you need to set expectations on how you handle those things. There's some change. The Death card here could be to do with the feminine energy, you know, seeing her worth, being more valued. Could be pregnancy. Here, that pentacle's on her stomach, it looks like pregnancy, so could also just be you're starting your own business, doing something more creatively, or doing something for you. You know, taking time for yourself. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is get the Rider Tarot, and we're going to look into your energy, or the feminine and the masculine. Feminine, masculine, in between, feminine, masculine. It's more cards than usual, but what you gonna do? What am I gonna do? Be like, no? Like, I'm not letting my pride get in the way of this. Just because I didn't want this many cards. This is what I got, okay? So, in between you both want a fresh start. You both want to take a leap of faith on this situation, but there is that issue, and these are both major arcana cards. So, very, very important, very big life changes. This leap of faith, this change could be actually quite drastic for some of you. Physically, spiritually, location-wise, like job-wise. You know, especially if that's jumping into maybe having a family. That could be what the current issue is with that Ten of Pence in reverse. Family issues, or, you know, could be sicknesses, someone needs to leave to look after their parents, or that, you know, could be any number of things, right? And a bit of a loss of hope at the start, or that could even be like, I can't see what it is that I really want. I'm not sure what I want, what I'm hopeful for. I have no idea where this is going, kind of vibe, because it's in the reverse. So it's kind of like the clouds are covering the star that's guiding you. So that's really why you're being asked to take the leap of faith together. The feminine she's very overwhelmed emotionally and doesn't really know what to do, but she's healing, and there is victory. So whatever their feminine's current issues are, they seem to be more internal and emotional. And that's okay, and she's going to, you know, recover from this, and it's alright. And I feel like the masculine can be very supportive of this. Don't dismiss them as being crazy or whatever, you know, feminines get that all the bloody time, so I'm just telling you now, as if you're a masculine, don't do that. Okay? It's insulting. Emotions are not always rational. Allow them to be. You know, just be there to support. We don't have to rationalize everything. Whereas on the masculine side, issues with communication, but an effort coming forward emotionally. Not really sure what to do with the follow through. It's good though, on the masculine side you have that Seven of Swords in the reverse, so they've come back to get those Two of Swords. That decision that they left with the feminine, they're coming back to it and taking more responsibility. But again, Page of Cups in the reverse. I'm not sure if this will be taken seriously by the feminine. They'll be like, really? Because that would be a surprise if the masculine did that. You know, but where's your Leo pride if you're the masculine in this situation? You know what I mean? Leo's more showing up over here, but either or, it doesn't matter. We've got more water and air on this side. But yeah, it's telling a story, so elements don't always apply to who specifically you are. But yeah, issues with communication. Also, whoever is in the more masculine energy is ready to, when you piss off the Queen of Swords, they'll cut you off. They know exactly what to fucking say. And they're like, no, because I've been thinking about this for, I don't know, 50 years. You know, this is the issue. This is why, you know, A, B, C, D, option 17,000, you know. You can't argue with their logic. Logic, emotion. Coming from two different angles. Yeah, but then going from logic to emotion to meet the feminine. So when you're both in that same space, that's when the victory comes in, because you're able to better understand each other. It's like, I'm going back to this because obviously I thought that we had addressed this, and okay, you know, let's, even if I'm frustrated with having to revisit something. Oh, my offer wasn't enough, now I gotta level up. So could be something like that. I need to further explain my emotions or something along those lines. So last but not least, we're going to get you an oracle card. Oh, what happened? The Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody is leaving behind their audacity and making a decision to move forward. Putting someone else first for a change. Because maybe you or your person sees that the other person is struggling and needs it. Sometimes you need a win, you know? We don't always have to be right. And admitting your mistakes as well is good. Getting out of that pride. Because it actually, that could be the, instead of being so logical, coming back to the emotions. Because then you're actually being authentic with each other, and that's when you grow closer together. Play, have fun. Moonlight rituals, perhaps. You've also got create a sacred space, making sure, you know, like I said, you could have that, what's it called, spiritual connection element together. Honor the process, things take time. And you've also got make mistakes. That reminds me of the Fool energy. Look at that, you're jumping into the universe together, dancing on the edge of a cliff. Like, you are safe, you're creating this sacred space, and you're protected here. You are protected to have fun, to be your authentic selves. Honor the process, know that neither of you are perfect, and give yourself the room and permission to make mistakes, and then to acknowledge each other as, you know, human beings that make mistakes, that aren't perfect, and that you guys are, you know, in this together. Could have a lot of friends or mutuals around you too. And honor the lineage as well. So there could be, you know, family history here. Could be children. Something especially connected to the spiritual, you know, beliefs or practices as well. Strengthen and stretch and expand, not strength. What's wrong with me? Yeah. You know, and then honor the cycles of life. Just because you're in a rough patch now doesn't mean you're always going to stay there. Supporting each other. And look what just jumped out. Be authentic. Yep. Ooh, she's like a magician. Be authentic. This is what you're on the path here to do. That's what you're here to support each other in, becoming your, like, being safe to make mistakes and be your authentic selves. Like being best friends, reconnecting in that, and playing, not just being serious all the time. Well, you need to be, yes, but it's kind of like we're here to have fun and enjoy each other too, aren't we? Yeah, so that was for Leo. Thank you guys for joining me in this reading. Let me know if it resonated. It did go a little bit long, but that's okay. And if not, you can also check out the singles reading, or have a look at one of the other zodiac signs, whichever you're drawn to. Have a look at your chart as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being with me today on this Leo full moon Leo reading. So intense Leo vibes. That's probably why it went a bit long, because you've got the audacity. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you for being here. Bye bye.